Welcome everyone to this fantastic event about core banking performance optimization. My name is Joseph Meerhofer. I am the CEO and founder of Performetriks. I have more than 20 years experience in banking and performance engineering tuning area. And today it's my pleasure to give you kind of an overview of what is going on in the performance area of core banking. And I will share a few more insights about this topic. I see more attendees are coming in, so the entire session will be recorded, videos will be shared after the event, so no worry, even if you join a bit late, you will have full access to the entire content. Performetriks is a team of performance builders. We are happy to support many banks around the world. It's our mission to help and improve and speed up core banking engines in that area. Also make security a part of the banking development processes. And we are a trusted partner. We try to make even performance a part of the fundamental value stream of many banking service providers around the world. If you look to the landscape out there, the customer behaviors are changing all the time, especially the time we went through in the last 2 years was a very difficult one. The pandemic probably reshaped a big proportion of the landscape, and a lot of customers are using digital services nowadays, especially in the banking industry. It's all about mobile banking because it's very convenient, absolutely. And I learned it by myself during the pandemic. It was some of the rare cases when I tried to do some business in a bank. I realized, oh, this bank has no longer opened, so I had to go back. I had to learn the lesson. Oh, nowadays even paying a check is doable just by using the mobile phone. So there are a lot of fantastic use cases available. These use cases and these features are available 24/7. So that is probably one of the most important reasons why there's a big shift from the classic banking to a full mobile and online banking experience. Definitely the banking the mobile world is much faster, much easier. There's no need that you line up and you wait minutes or even hours in a very crowded bank. You can do and you can consume all these services in a mobile and in an online fashion. The next question is, definitely the customer behaviors are changing. The banks are preparing themselves for the next generation customers. And at the moment, we see a lot of financial service players, they're investing heavily in their digital transformation journey. They try to improve user experience and also cut down their costs fundamentally because they realized in that area, customer experience is probably the make or break criteria in the future, and they need to improve it to attract even these next generation customers. A lot is going on in the banking area. If we go back about 30 years to the early 90s, we all had to go to banking offices. We had to line up for opening a bank account, for paying in some money to our bank account. So I realized that experience by myself when I opened my first bank account in the 90s. My parents guided me to one of the banks. We had to wait there probably 1 hour or longer so that one of the bankers had time for us. It was all on paper, filling out a lot of documents to simply open a single banking account. So I know this experience, and if I compare the same experience nowadays, it's all online. You get the bank account details within a few minutes after filling out a few online forms. So a big change is going on. Technology is improving and simplifying basically all of these interactions, how we consume banking services, even the entire loans, advisory, complaints everything is online nowadays, and there is no customer who want to wait for several days or weeks that he will get, the account details after he has opened a new bank account. He's expecting it within several minutes. And it's really key that we realize in the banking industry that user experience will become the most important element going forward, especially when we see the next generation of customers is coming, and their behavior, their expectations is much different. I know it by myself. I'm the father of 3 teenagers. This next generation customers, they're very demanding. They are definitely well educated. They're very informed. They use all the mediums out there to understand what's going on in the world. They're skeptical. They do not believe what parent or some teacher is telling them. They get a second opinion. They connect with their peers, and they try to figure out different ways of doing things. They're increasingly connected, so they will definitely compare banking, mobile services with all the fintech players out there. And for them, it's really about convenience. So if there is a easier, faster, simpler way to do things, probably for them, it's going to win. So we need to keep that in mind. User experience and all about simplicity will be the key going forward, even in the banking industry, to grow, to survive, and to attract this new next generation of our customers. There's a big digital transformation going on in the banking industry. I think the financial crisis, we are through this phase. There was a lot of regulatory activity going on. This is done now, but still, if we look to the banking platforms, a lot of these core banking engines, they're homegrown, they're heavily customized. They have been developed by probably engineers who are going to retirement very soon. And even this COBOL code is not always perfectly documented. So it will be a challenge going forward to bring in new features to this millions or billion lines of COBOL code. So banks are definitely forced to act. They need to reduce their operational costs. They need to reduce and improve also the banking systems overall. So that's a key driver, and we see it really in the digital transformation journey many of our customers are in at the moment. If we step back and if we compare different core banking engines, we have the closed platforms sitting on a multi-year license model. They allow near-time processing, mainframe-based systems. We have the second generation, more software as a service, subscription-based licenses. They allow real-time processing, and then definitely the latest development, the microservice architectures. You can use them per subscription, and even they allow definitely real-time processing. So a lot is going on in this different core banking types, and it's important that we realize that we have to no longer bet the bank. I remember one of the first core banking replacement project we supported several years back. It was a difficult decision for this bank to decide, should we really replace our entire core, or is there a different approach? Nowadays, there are banks, they simply decide, I want to wait, I want to check what is going on the market. I have a low risk profile, and there's no need that I do a big jump. But there are other players, they decide, for me, I need to do something like a refactoring. I need to switch to a different technology, or maybe I need to enable cloud readiness. And there are even more such options, such as do a replatforming, do a version upgrade. You can set up a second core to allow a quick transformation, or definitely the biggest interruption would be that you fully replace your existing solution by modern core banking engines. So there are all these options available nowadays. It's not only just that you need to do a replace of your existing core, but you can also choose between of these different options. It's absolutely true that every bank is different. They all have their different agenda, like they want to switch to a new business model, refresh the strategy, or keep their existing capabilities. But we need to keep in mind it's time to focus on the future. It's time to focus on the next generation customers, that because their highest priority is mainly absolute perfect user experience. And if something is not fast enough or convenient enough, they will probably not use it. That's one of the biggest challenge. And we as Performetriks, we were curious. We decided to check quickly the state of this top 10 US banking websites performance. We created a performance benchmark for these banks, and I will share this benchmark now. We used the Dynatrace synthetic monitoring solution. So we implemented basically 10 synthetic monitoring scripts. We executed the monitoring from 3 locations every 60 minutes during a period of 60 days. And the results were quite interesting, because we realized that a big proportion of 40% of the banking websites still are impacted by performance problems. And at the moment, one of the biggest challenges is a slow backend. So the backend systems does not deliver the response in a very fast manner. And even 20% of these benchmarked websites, they are having a very huge overhead in terms of the data they are transferring to their customers. And imagine if you are in a remote area, you need to do your mobile banking, and you could easily end up in a big mobile bandwidth bill. So absolutely, there is something to do in the banking industry. Performance tuning must even reach the next maturity level, so that the user experience will be improved and all these identified challenges will be solved. I want to give you also 2 takeaways. The first one, I think, is very important. Even small ideas can make a massive difference. There was a good innovative idea from Alipay a couple of years back. One of their engineers decided to do something against the carbon issue we have worldwide. They implemented a Go Green application, and basically you can earn points. So if you decide to walk to work, you can get, I think, 10 points. If you go to work by bus, you get 5 points. And if you drive by car, you get 0 points. And the good thing behind that one is you can basically earn money to plant virtual trees. And for each and every virtual tree, you will get planted a real tree by the organization behind. And I think this fantastic example shows how we could, bring up some additional meaningful use cases and motivate even banking customers to help improve the entire environment. I think we need more such amazing ideas worldwide. I think it could also help attract more of these next generation customers to use your mobile banking apps and to help improving the environment. And the second topic I discussed also earlier, nowadays the consumers are all about convenience. And definitely if there is an easier, faster way, simpler way to do something, it's going to win. And this is, from my perspective, one of the most important messages for the future. we need to improve user experience because nowadays we have so many services out there. Customers can quickly jump from a slow, not responding service to another service provided from the competitor. I will share also 3 additional further readings. We have on our Performetriks blog a detailed description about the banking website performance benchmark we created. We have a book on LeanPub about high performance applications. And we also have a core banking tuning success story on our website where you can read more how we can help customers to speed up their core banking engines. Yeah, thank you so much for your time, for your attention. That's it from my end, and I'm happy to answer questions. I think probably we have a few minutes before we jump to the next presentation.